What's going on, everyone? Cannabis Express 420 here. Today we are going to talk about reasons you should start growing indoors. Growing indoors can be a fantastic thing. You can get a lot of results with the climate control, and you can get a lot of results with being able to tie up a plant easier, since being indoors you need to save more space, and by principle you need to grow smaller plants. But before we get into that, I wanted to let you guys know that I am going to start streaming on Twitch on a regular basis, almost daily. In fact, I might even be streaming right this second as you're watching this video. So go down in the link in the description below, go follow my Twitch, and then come back and find out why you should grow weed indoors. So growing weed indoors, reason number one, obviously, you get to control the climate. You get to control the temperature, the humidity, and you get to control how much wind there is and where it is facing, and you get to control the light. Everything is completely up to you. Now, that can be extremely daunting. However, it does make the process simpler. Once you get a good amount of knowledge under your belt, you can then apply that to your garden. And then when you start seeing failures, you can tailor yourself to a better environment. That is reason number one. Now, I could go into a lot of detail of what that entails, but I made tons of videos on the environment and how it impacts your plants and all of that sort of thing. So we're going to jump right into reason number two. You have to grow smaller plants. Why is that a pro? Why is it a pro to have to grow smaller plants? Well, growing smaller plants will subconsciously push you to getting bigger yields per plant per square inch. And what this basically means is you're going to get a thicker cola on a branch if you apply a lot of the techniques that I teach on this channel. If you apply a lot of those techniques, you can create a plant that will automatically make bigger colas, and then per plant, you will get a higher yield per square inch than you would in an outdoor plant or even a greenhouse plant. Sure, you might get a higher yield overall growing those plants because they're 14 feet by like 8 feet, but getting the higher quality bud will be in your best interest, in my opinion, rather than growing a big plant for the sake of a big plant. Because I would rather trim and have about 3-4 ounces of high quality bud that I got off of 3 or 4 ounces of high quality bud that I got off a plant, rather than 2 pounds of spacey, airy weed that gets you high but isn't exactly great to look at, where it would have been if you would have grown the same plant indoors. Now, thing number three, I don't even know yet, so we're going to take a little break. Reason number three, the last thing we're going to talk about today, and I know I'm going through these things extremely quickly, but I'm trying to save a little bit of time while also giving you guys value. So if you appreciate it, hit the like button. It really helps us in the algorithm. And also, if you're new, hit the subscribe button so you can learn a lot more about these topics and also get notifications every time I upload, which I'm going to start uploading more often. If you hadn't noticed, I uploaded every day this week. But reason number three is pest management. If your plants are inside, it's going to be harder for your pests to get to your plants. Therefore, it's going to be way harder to develop an infestation of something like thrips or spider mites or something of that nature that could become a huge problem in just a little bit of time. So, if you can put in a good integrated pest management system and use it perfectly and have everything in tune with your environment, you should, in theory, be able to grow high quality weed with zero pests, or at least very little pests, with a smaller plant that you won't have to trim as much while controlling the entire environment. I think it's an extremely positive thing to grow weed inside if you have the space. I also think it's a very positive thing to grow weed in general. I'm not making this video to bash anyone who uses a different method of growing, say pure outdoor or a greenhouse. I just want to put in my input as someone who's been growing indoors my entire growing career and has also grown in a greenhouse. These are things that I've noticed, kind of differences. In Michigan, especially, you have to deal with really high humidity in the summer, and if your plant starts budding early, like mine did, you can run into mold. So those things are extremely important. But again, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, get notified every time I upload. If you guys haven't yet, go check out my Twitch in the description below. But I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much.